Okay, this is part 2 of the Marcadia Ghost World. Alright, let's get a clip in first. I'm using a PS2 emulator, PC SX2 version 1.6, and a PAL version of the game. It's always a bit tricky. But here's a top tip: if you go into the ship, it'll destroy your turrets and refill your ammo. You can just go into the ship and press triangle. You don't have to go anywhere with it. Right. Don't throw the turrets too close to you. So it's a bit of a balance, because if you throw them too close, they'll just go through the floor. So you'll figure it out. If I can figure it out, you'll be able to figure it out. But I'll go to this corner because this works the most reliable for me. Oh, okay. Tricky. Anyway, this is going to be a bit of a longer video. You probably got here from the first video anyway. That's it. Right, now, because I'm on a PS2 emulator, what I can do is, as you'll see in the blue text at the top of the screen, I can save the state. So I can always reload the memory of where the PlayStation 2 was at this moment, so I don't have to keep trying to clip again. I accidentally threw a turret out there, but let's fan the camera down and we can see the ship. But this time I'm going to land on the dropship, not where it faces your normal ship, but where it faces at the end of the level. So if I head more towards the left and a bit behind it, you might be able to see appearing in the distance there is a ranger. Now this is a scripted event. When you arrive at this location by traversing the map, he'll spawn and Terranoids will spawn as well, and they'll kill him if you're not quick enough to save him. But I suppose because he's spawned there as this scripted event, he doesn't fall through the map like these Terranoids do here. Now I've got to just concentrate here because the dropship is about... am I going to miss it? Oh, I'm going to miss it. Alright, that's fine, because if you miss it, you'll end up in this loop, as you saw with the normal ship on the last video, where the ground's not solid anymore, it's not loaded in. Neither the walls, only entities. So you just keep falling through the map. But if you're quick enough, keep spamming X on reload, you can make it up to the dropship ramp. And the same with the reload loop on the normal ship. You're close enough to the normal ship to do this as well. Now this is one way you can seek out solid objects out there, but the main way to do it is usually their environment destroyables. So your box breaker will do the job, the bolt grabber. So the reason they load in is because they need an animation. Anything with an animation is going to load in. The hovering ship, there's a bit of an exception I'll talk about after with the your normal ship, but basically anything that needs to have an animation will load in. That's why the Terranoids load in this guy. But yeah, that's why he fell through. Well, not too sure. But yeah, the dropship works normal. I'm pretty sure the Gadgetron vendor works normal. Your ship doesn't work normal, maybe because it's been disabled, but I suppose like every Ratchet map, it has to be present somewhere, and that's why they probably designed this level so half to get more out of the map without taxing the PlayStation. When they use the dropship to hide the fact that they unload half of the level while you're at the defense facility. But yeah, if you get around that loading by the dropship, that transition, then this is where you end up, a Ghost World version. And the reason I've named it the Ghost World is because if you look up Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the interior, it's got the same sort of thing. Whenever you go into a door or inside a building, which is why it's called an interior, it'll do the same thing. It will unload the outside world and only load the inside world, and so it switches between the two. And if you clip outside of this, you end up in the Ghost world. It's got the same in Vice City, and outside of that in San Andreas they also call the what is it? They call it Heaven, because you can fly around in it. Because unlike the thruster pack, you got a jetpack in that game. But as for this game, well, I'll show you something else. So now, by going into the dropship and just hitting triangle to exit again, you can see I'm right with where I was. It's kind of obvious anyway because the ship location over there and the nanotech. I never really noticed that before. But there's the Galactic Ranger we saved. We can't kill him, so maybe that's why he stays where he is rather than falling through the map. He can't be killed, that's why. They probably set something where he can't be killed on it. I don't know, except for the Terranoids. Who knows. No need to get too far into it. But notice this wall here when I come out the dropship, because this will be important in a second. Yeah, note this scene as you come in and out of the dropship ramp. So if I load that state in the PlayStation now, in the PCSX memory, to bring us back to floating down. Yeah, sometimes it disconnects the memory card, and it's been a long time since he took that capture. If I now try and land on that Galactic Ranger, he's not actually solid in the Ghost world. So there he is. If I fall right through him to my death, that way you still load in the dropship, but it's not facing the end of the level yet. It's still facing your ship, and so Ratchet is programmed to walk towards that wall off the ramp, but because the dropship doesn't spawn facing that way, it spawns 180 degrees because it's facing his ship. Ratchet tries to walk in the back of it, and you actually get soft locked in there. So here we are. Let's just clip through him, showing he's not solid. Oh yeah, it's actually solid. I sort of landed on him and slipped off. I clipped through him last time I did this. Alright, so now if I exit, yeah, you see the dropship is now, I'm not touching the controls, it's spinning around, because Ratchet's trying to walk a certain way. He'll eventually move to this spot, and then he's stuck there because he can't walk out the dropship like the animation's trying to get him to do and finish. So trying to jump out of there, trying to do anything except get into the menus doesn't function because he's stuck until he completes walking out of that ramp. But you notice that that wall is showing that that's at the end of the level. You might be able to see that barricade, but there's nothing you can do about that. You'd have to load. But I'll just load the old PlayStation memory, so I'm cheating a bit, and now I'll go to the normal ship and show you some stuff there, some more stuff that I've figured out since last time. So the Gadgetron vendor, I'm pretty sure does work as well. As you see, the animation on top works. You can stand on it, it's still solid, because again it's an animated entity, it has to be loaded in. And the only reason you can't use it is because you can't land on the ground next to it, because the ground's not loaded and collision and you fall through the map, as we've talked about before. But I'm pretty sure you can get into it and use it. You're just going to get the camera right when you float past it sometimes, or jump past it. I don't know, I haven't worked out the formula, because I've only had it happen two times quickly. And the prompt triangle for vendor comes up, but I'm not fast enough to hit it, or maybe it's impossible. But that tells me it does work. I mean, everything else here is working. That drop ship, the only exception is your normal ship, because I guess it's not supposed to be used. But then again, you could argue that for these two. But I don't know, there'll be some reason they disabled it. But yeah, interesting, it doesn't load in its glass panel or floating, so I guess that's part of the fact it's not fully loaded and active. But yeah, you can mark sometimes things to things that actually work. Like you can see there's something there, that's a lamp, and again, you know, box breaker will break it, you get bolts, and because it's changed animation style, it you know, it's animated because it's broken now, it's changed into a different object, I suppose. That's why it's loaded in. But I can't work out what this is over here. I can land on it, it's somewhat square, so we'll do that in a second. It's nice that you can mark it by throwing a mini turret on it. And I might as well go on that first. Oh, I missed it. So now we're in the loop here, where you just fall through the map. But like the dropship, you can just spam X. Doesn't always work, but you can jump up to here. So eventually you'll get it. And of course, yeah, that works. Yeah. And try again on that other thing. I nailed it first time on my practice before making this video. Am I too far past it now? I think so. Oh no. I did make it. Go a bit to the right. No, missed it. Yeah, I should be able to get it. Yeah, I forgot to start tapping X there. Habit of doing. Yeah, see, I didn't manage to get it that time. But just try again and eventually you make the jump. Right. Come on. Okay. Oh, but there's not much to see on there, it's just the same as standing on the vendor. You can stand on it, and that's about it. So I'll end this here. I can't find the arena in there, sadly. It's probably too far away to reach, but because of the dropship, doesn't, here, I'll show you what I mean. Doesn't take too long to load between moving to the arena from the normal level, like the full travel animation does in Mylon at the command center. I might as well demonstrate that as well, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here as an example. So if you go to an arena one, you know, it's a quick skip and you're there. So it exists somewhere in the Ghost world, I just don't know where. It's obviously not where it's marked on the map, because they don't lay out the same on different versions of this map. End challenge. So that'll bring me back to my ship. And you'll see this version of the map is a different version, because otherwise where I'm standing on my ship there, I'm over here. Somewhere about here. So they may present the same, but your coordinates must be different then. There's something different going on. But yeah, if I go to Mylon, they load a different save for that. So I guess I just wasted a bit of time. Make this video a little bit longer. There you go, see, look, it's doing the full travel animation. And the map's probably a bit different as well, so let's find out. That's not what I meant to do. So now it's going to need a full ship travel animation, except a special one on the planet, to change to a completely different version. And then your map doesn't show the nefarious battle area. That's on a separate map. So there you go, I thought you might find that interesting. If if you want to know how I discovered that, I wanted to skip by clipping through all the doors of the refractor puzzle. I got about halfway and I couldn't skip past the piece. I tried to shortcut between a little piece of U section and it was too far between, and I just fell straight through the map and then saw the ship. What's this? And I noticed how long I was falling for and figured that was curious and explored it. So something new in this game discovered in 2020. Well, I hope you enjoyed.